Hello, beautiful humans. Welcome to the Cosmic Report for October 2025. So let's talk about the 21st of October. This is when a few things will be happening at the cosmic level. And there's a beautiful thread that's being woven of meaning that can relate to us personally and collectively. So let's start with the new moon in Libra. It falls at 28 degrees. Now, the Sabian symbol for 28 to 29 degrees of Libra relates to intergenerational knowledge, healing, and the quest for understanding and transformation and evolution of humanity. So, this is a new moon connecting with the Libran energies of equality, justice, wisdom, truth. So this is what we're starting with on the 21st. Now, also on that day, there is the first day of the pre-retrograde shadow for Mercury, our final Mercury retrograde for 2025 and for this entire 9-year cycle that 2025 is wrapping up for us. Now, this moment falls in Scorpio, about Scorpio 20 degrees. And the Sabian symbol for this is about conscientious objection. And the astrologer Dane Rudhyar describes it as receiving orders that go against his conscience, the soldier resists. What does this mean? This is about our sovereignty, our personal responsibility, and our empowerment as individuals to stand true to ourselves, even if there are forces, authorities, energies unfolding in the collective that feel like they are out of harmony. We always have this power to make a choice. So we have this new moon, we have this Mercury pre-shadow that's giving us a taste of what's going to unfold throughout the Mercury retrograde, which will take us all the way through when you include pre-shadow and post-shadow to around December 16. So we're closing out to the end of year. And then also on this day, this amazing day in October, we have the peak of the Orionids meteor shower. Now, these are connected to Halley's Comet. Now, I saw this actually in 1986, the last visible sighting. The next one will be in, I think it's around 2061. There's approximately a 75 to 76 year cycle where the comet is visible on Earth. But every year we get two meteor showers that are connected to it. And the Orionids are powerful. They are not only connecting us with the energy of this comet, but they're also connecting us with Osiris. So let's talk about those two things briefly. The energy of the comet. Comets are complex symbols. Sometimes there's a sense of a portal or an omen or a sign from the universe because there is connecting with this kind of cosmic interstellar energy. The comet itself sometimes seems to signify doom and other times growth potential. And anyone who has an understanding of the divine feminine, for example, if we take the goddess Kali as one specific example from the Hindu and Tantric traditions, then we have this understanding that endings and beginnings are together. You know, they're just a hair's breadth apart. They're actually one and the same thing when we get into the deeper spiritual reality of it. As something's ending, something new is actually trying to be born out of that dismantled energy that happens for us personally in our lives, and it's happening collectively on the planet at this time. Much of the chaos that we see, I call them birthing pains for humanity as we're attempting to move through something and bring forth a new way. Now, we are living in changing times, and it's important to remember this. And I want to share with you a quirky little story. It's a bit of a sad story, but it's helpful and instructive for this moment. It's about a fighting fish that my, at the time, boyfriend had in his aquarium. And the fish was unwell and he was dying, actually. And I was very sad about this fish. I had maybe because he was a fighting fish, I don't know. They're so beautiful, and I felt a bond with it. So I was quite sad when this fish was unwell. And there was one day when he suddenly had so much energy, and I thought, oh, I wonder if he's healed. Like, I wonder if something's happened. And then the next day he passed away. And this really got me thinking about this surge of sometimes adrenaline that comes before physical death. And there is this sense of, is it, suddenly coming back to life again? But no, it's almost like the purging of those limited biological resources. They're being used up, and then there is this sense of something ending. Now, the reason I'm sharing this story with you is because I can see this happening on the planetary level. And for those of you that are witnessing certain patterns or certain things happening, whether it's in politics or other forms of expression and human community and organization on the planet, may be feeling like, I thought we dealt with these things a long time ago. Shouldn't we have dealt with them? How are they resurfacing? How are they resurfacing with so much energy and so much push and impact and force? How is this happening? Is it the beginning of this taking over? Well, I would say to you, keep remembering the fighting fish. Keep remembering that sometimes when a cycle, a type of consciousness is outmoded, excuse me, and it's losing its relevance and losing its place, that there is this surge of energy where it seems to be growing stronger, but it's short-lived. Now, we're talking about the soul, so it's not 1 day or 2 days difference that we're talking about. This is over a period of time. But I want us to remember the power that we have to align with the light and with the positive energies, that we can strengthen and bring forth and anchor with our consciousness. So all is not lost. This is part of a greater process, and it's important that we remember this. So that little fishy friend can bring us that remembrance that everything has a cycle and we are at changing times, but we are also in birthing times. Now, we can work with this personally, and this leads us to the story of Osiris, Lord of the underworld, this being who is connected with the goddess Isis in ancient Egypt and was really a symbol of goodness and innocence and leadership in the masculine energy, which became violated and betrayed by the unconscious, wounded masculine energy in the form of the god Set, who tricked and brutally annihilated that goodness and plunged the kingdom of ancient Egypt, where goddess Isis was queen, into a period of chaos, cruelty, injustice, and disarray. And part of the mission of the goddess Isis was to reconnect with Osiris in his new role as Lord of the Underworld and bring forth Horus. So it's the new masculine, the heroic masculine. So when we're connecting with the idea of Osiris and these meteor showers that are peaking around the 21st, along with the Libra new moon, which is about justice and order and equality and wisdom, and these higher qualities of Venus, which is the planetary ruler. So it's all about this wisdom of love and luminosity and the evolution of humanity. So we're connecting with that. We're connecting with this sense of strengthen yourself, take your sovereignty, your spiritual sovereignty and responsibility seriously, how you want to live your life, and through your consciousness, what you want to contribute to the collective, really feel into that. So there's a lot of threads being drawn together. And then we have this peak of the Orionids shower on this same day, when the universe is really saying to us, here's the light, you've got universal support, there is this potential to move out of the ashes. This is Osiris, the idea of that which has finished, rightfully or not, with justice or not. It's completed, but there's still something that we can learn from it, we can take from it, like our fish friend who teaches us this kind of link between life and death, the endings and the beginnings. So, what does all this mean for us? The last thing I want to say about this amazing time that we're in right now, and these 3 months that are leading to closure and moving us into a very exciting cycle in 2026 and 27. And I'll talk to you about that. Very excited about it. Closer to the dates. But for now, we're focused on what are we closing out for this next 3 month period. And the other thing I want to say around October is it's the 10th month in a 9 years. So when we're working out the numerology, we add the 1, so 10 reduces down to a 1 to the 9, and we end up with 10. So we have the frequency for this month, 1010. The number 10 relates to divine reordering. 0 is like a divine wild card, and 1 is initiation, new cycles, new beginnings. We'll be moving into this energy next year, moving forward. So it's not only the closing out, it's also the sense of what seeds are we planting. So this is again this idea of endings and beginnings, changing times, birthing times, making it personal, making it planetary, making it collective, and making it about how we want to work with our mindset, with our creativity, with the energies that we have? What do we want to empower with our attention, with our focus, with our intentionality, with our actions? We can be aware of the things that are happening, but having that sense of aligning with the powers, the practices, the people, the communities that help to nourish and strengthen that light within, so we aren't mesmerized by the negativity that we see. We recognize it. We even perhaps work with the chaos of it as an instability and a destabilization to break through patterns where we've got stuck, where we don't want to be in this anymore. We recognize, what are we shedding? What are we releasing? What are we able to affirm and focus on strengthening and bringing forth into the world through this changing time? So Goddess Isis is also a kind of a doula. She's a divine feminine presence, as all the divine feminine energies are, to help us bring forth what it is within us that yearns to bloom and to bring beauty and light and truth into our world. So fear not, dear ones, be good to yourself, do your work, but do it also with a sense of joy and gratitude, because it is an amazing time to be alive, and there is so much need for all of that inner work, that love, that truth, and that strength of spirit that you have been cultivating throughout your life. And you've come so far. And here we are together with this opportunity to really connect energy and to share and spread that light for the greater good of all beings. So let's finish this little random discourse with a prayer, if you like, just taking a moment, just connecting to your heart space. Holy ones, great ones, beings of divine light, of healing and wisdom, be with us, bless us. May each one of us feel for your truth, for the authenticity, the sovereignty, the empowerment, and the creativity and confidence in our hearts. May we lead with light. May our feet be firmly planted on the ground, receiving the grace of Mother Earth, the energy, the opportunities, the connections to support the fulfillment of our purpose, our path, our personhood with grace, for the spiritual benefit of all beings. So be it. Always so much love from my heart to yours, dear ones.